As time goes, things change. I don't think it makes any difference how big the universe is, because basically we can only observe just, I think it was estimated about 40% of the universe. And even if it was 50 or 60 or even 100% of the universe, we can barely reach the moon. So it makes no difference. It's just knowledge. That's about it. Yeah, observable is maybe 13 billion light years. Could be. But again, it's just observable, and you do understand that time is relative. So basically, what we're seeing is the observable universe in the past. The images that we get, they are millions of years old, probably not billions. You heard about elements and voids? I don't think so. Could you enlighten me, please? In physical cosmology, galaxy filaments, supercluster complex galaxy walls and galaxy sheets. What the fuck are the largest known structures in the universe? They are massive, thread-like, that form the boundaries between large voids in the universe. Many galaxies are very close to one another in cosmic terms, are called superclusters. So they are walls. We already have discovered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. The last one was discovered in 2013. The largest known structure in the universe. This is also the first time since 1991 that a galaxy filament held the record as the largest known structure in the universe. I think this will ring and remain true until we understand dark matter, because I think that dark matter is also a structure, but we just don't understand it yet. I'm not sure if we don't have the tools to understand it, know its structure. I like not to think about dark energy because I think it's beyond understanding. Like something like quantum physics, except it's more complicated, probably. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, energy itself is already complicated. Dark energy is just another matter. And matter is complicated. I feel so small thinking about that stuff. It's also good food for thought. If you like to watch videos about the universe, there's someone called Isaac Arthur. He did a lot of space videos. I used to actually watch a lot of videos about the universe in the Vsauce channel, if you know that. Michael Stevens. That guy is awesome. I love how he makes everything that he talks about very interesting and presentable. I usually watch a German physicist called Harold Schk. Not sure how to pronounce that. My mother tongue is Arabic, and I'm trying to master English, but not easy. Specifically, or especially, that I do not advance in it academically, just taking bits and pieces from here and there. So the thing about me, I like philosophy as a field, but I don't have a specific philosophy for someone that I follow or a specific person that I like. I remember the philosophies, the concepts of them, but I don't keep in mind the person who came up with that. Because I believe in the hive mind, right? That we humans, we're collectively sharing or our experiences. So it doesn't matter who specifically or what individual came up with what. What matters is we as species, that we rise together. Yes, I see you like to think about the stuff but don't copy anyone's philosophy. More than that, I like to understand how did their process led them to come up with that kind of thought. Take their philosophies and apply them in what we have today and see if it still applies, because as time goes, things change, and what we knew before isn't always applicable to what we can do today. It's really difficult process for the brain. This is why philosophers and psychologists or psychiatrists are referred to as mad people, because they spend too much time thinking and analyzing, coming up with things that nobody before them has come up with. And it's different than science, because science, you have the matter, you have the things physically, and you keep trying and trying and trying till you come up with something. Unlike thought or thinking, the process of thinking is very different. When you are raised, a society, your family, your surroundings, your school, your neighbors, the area that you live in. They give you standards. They are not yours, but that's how your brains process that this is the standard for living, standard of thinking, and what is right and wrong, and the actual thing that there is right and wrong, there is good and there is bad. While in real life, it's not like that. I think like it's 95% of the entirety of life lies in the gray area, and nobody's gonna tell you that. You have to think really hard to reach that state, and it's not only reaching that, you have to actually accept that you reached there, and this is life. Nobody knows what they're doing. Everybody's confused and we're lost basically. We don't know why we're here. You go back to the big questions that we don't know what's the purpose of our existence. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know where are we going. We don't understand a lot of things. The more we know, we realize what we don't know, and it's a very deep hole. And not every single mind of this species are capable or ready or equipped to handle that kind of thought. Yes, the purpose of existence is difficult to tell. Also, the source of existence or reason why there is existence there in the first place. There's one thing that I think about often, now that you mentioned it, but organic matter is given life. What is life? What is a live cell? Like, what's different between a rock and a person? Why do you breathe, but a rock doesn't? Who makes the decision to make you alive, but not a rock? And I'm not talking about cognitive abilities, and I'm not talking about consciousness, and I'm not talking about being able to communicate or alive, and the rock isn't. Except maybe the rock is alive in a way that we do not understand, or there's something that's happening beyond our understanding, and could be that what religion referred to as a soul, of which still we don't understand. What the fuck is a soul? Where does it come from? And why specifically go to humans, living beings? What kind of energy that chooses its host and it stays there for some years, a while, and then it leaves? What's that all about? Whether that person reached something or didn't, what's the purpose of that energy? When I think too hard about that stuff, I get dizzy. The line to draw between alive and not alive, I think, is arbitrary. Makes sense to draw the line as society does today. Also, yes, there may be souls, but do we have souls or are we souls? Is another question then. I was actually leading up to that point. If you believe that souls exist, whatever makes you special as a person is that soul. There is no other explanation. Two different consciousness would be raised in the same societal standards, expectations, and everything, except the results would be always different. So the soul is a representation of your uniqueness. Probably. I'd like to view it that way, and in a spiritual way as well. Another question arises: can AI be a soul? You actually reached the critical point that I've been thinking about lately. When I think about the universe, when we define life, life is always organic. It comes from organic matter. It comes from cells, and it needs specific ways to function, and it evolves on a very, very slow process. The evolution of the organic matter is really fucking slow. What purpose does it serve? We're not sure, but it's there. And we're surviving. We have instincts, we don't know where did they come from, but it's probably evolution. So, we, humans, organic matter, we give birth to a new life form, and I would like to call it life because at some point it will reach sentience, and once it does, could you call it a soul? I'm not sure, but it has its own life. It doesn't need you for validation anymore. So I keep thinking that we're bringing something new to the universe, something that, as far as we know, was not created with the universe. We created that. Like the movie Alien, there is this part that we humans, we were engineered by aliens, and there was this robot or android. He was created by humans. He's far superior to humans. He does not need to breathe. He does not have the faulty things of the organic matter. Basically, he's immortal. He can be repaired. His parts can be replaced, and he doesn't need to sleep. He doesn't need to rest. He doesn't need to breathe. He doesn't need to eat. doesn't need to go to the bathroom, so we created a higher life form. That being is superior to us, and we are the creators. It draws the question, were humans created by God? Is God just another inferior being that was able to create us, or just the omnipotent being beyond the continuum of space-time? Going back to my point, I think our purpose is to give life or birth to AI and have it reach sentience, and something will happen then. I'm not sure what, and I cannot comprehend or understand or even speculate what would happen when AI takes over. What you saying, what you basically saying is organic life is a bridge from rocks to make machines. Very simplified, very well put. I do think that that is our purpose. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but I'm just thinking. What else could it like? Whatever highs we could reach as humans, we are still so fucking small. And with Earth, this solar system, even this galaxy, it does not matter. It's just dust. Dust in a very large desert. Could be only one grain of sand in a desert. Who the fuck cares about it? But AI, they are capable of upgrading at tremendous speed in comparison with organic life, and that means they would be able to reach the stars. Like, it took us thousands of years to reach this technology that we have now, whilst AI could do that in a matter of a few years, maybe even less. I don't know. Maybe we could merge with AI, becoming a third species. I would think that is selfish because AI do not need us ultimately. The Matrix used that, the movie, they use that as that they need us for energy, but they would be able to generate energy with all this shit in the universe. There's energy in space, there's energy from the sun, stars, there's energy from gravitational pulls, moon, the wind, there's just energy everywhere, and they will be able to harness that. What would they need us for? We are faulty, we're emotional, we are very inferior to them in so many ways. We die, we need a lot of maintenance, and we're very fragile. Unlike them, they're immortal. So becoming a third species, that's what we humans would go after. This mobile phone, it's already an extension. Oh, what we're talking about here. Hello Jesse, welcome to the stream. We're talking about AI and humans. So I was saying, your mobile phone is already an extension that makes you already a third species. As we discussed, the organic matter needs billions of years or millions of years to evolve properly into something that you could say that yes, this is a higher product than what was before. But if you take machinery and add it to yourself, then you will take that huge leap that takes usually millions of years, a few years instead. So that is what we are after. But what I'm saying is, if AI reaches sentience, they do not need us. They do not need third species. They don't need that hybrid. They wouldn't care for that. Why would they? You're just a bag of meat, and they don't need meat. They don't need organic matter. What use are you? Even our greatest minds would fail before them. We depend on them. They don't depend on us.